Welcome back, NOSSCAR Dirt Touring Series fans. We have made our way to the Texas Dirt Track, folks. The next stop to crowning a 2020 NOSSCAR Dirt Touring Series champion. We have 14 drivers lined up here ready to go for this one. One of the shorter dirt tracks, very flat, not too much banking here, and a couple of grooves that you can work with, though. You'll see most of these drivers running the middle to top groove, especially in turns 1 and 2. You might see them venture a little lower in 3 and 4. The orange bomber, the number 67 dirt late model, is leading this race, qualified on the pole, and has led every lap so far since the drop of the green flag. Gen 50 in second, got ya in the 00, running in third. All three of them are playoff drivers, folks. 100 laps here at the Texas Dirt Track on NASCAR Heat 4. I'm Timac 11, 2020 NOSSCAR Legend Series champion. Sit back, relax, grab a cold one, and enjoy the show. 2 races left on the 2020 dirt schedule, and they include Texas and Charlotte, folks. First, we have the Timberwolf 100 here, the Texas Dirt Track. Right now, the Orange Bomber showing the way. He came into the playoffs the number 1 seeded driver. He won the regular season championship. Now, after one playoff race, he has a 7-point cushion over Gen 50 and the number 66, and there you see him. He's running in the second position in this race. Gaia is in the third position as Tyler Wagner. He's won races in seasons past here in the NOSSCAR Dirt Touring Series. Running in fourth is Kay Taddy in the number 30. Of course, the owner of Giggity Racing League. He runs part-time in the NOSSCAR Platinum Cup Series and part-time here in the NOSSCAR Dirt Touring Series as well. He put a full-time season in the 2020 Motormaster Series, which of course is the Xfinity cars. Found victory lane a couple of times there, made the playoffs, had a good season. Got ya as the meat in the sandwich here. 2 pink dirt late models on both sides of them right now. Gen 50 in second, got ya in the third position there. We're riding with him. He's the 00 machine, and it's Kay Taddy in the fourth position. A little bit behind them, UMP Modified in the number 53, making his debut here in the NOSSCAR Dirt Touring Series. Very first start here with us. He runs in the 5th position. It's Trashworks running in 6th, and NASCAR Oof running in 7th. There's Oof taking a look on the inside of Trashworks. And that's the battle for 6. There's action all over this racetrack, folks. A little deeper in the field, there's Bowman Nation in the 4, Tanner Swally in the 8, there's Intel in the 85. Bowman Nation runs in the 8th position. Tanner running in 10th, and Intel just in front of him is in the 9th position. 10 cars are left on the lead lap. There's Shadow in the 11 car, runs in the 11th position. And there's the leader of the Orange Bomber. Next car is in front of him. Tanner Swally in the 8 and Intel in the 85. The best battle on the racetrack continues to be the battle for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, folks. Kay Taddy in the 30 looking to the inside of Gaia in the 00. That's for 3rd. All 3 of these drivers right here battling for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. They all have wins here in the 2020 NOSSCAR Dirt Touring Series season. And there was a wreck to the inside there. Looked like it involved Crazy Legs in the 55 and Shadow in the 11. I'm a little surprised we didn't see a caution there for that one. We are still green. We've been lean, mean, clean, and green since the start of this one. And it's been the story for most of the races here in the 2020 season. I'd say if in recent memory, I think it was Eldora where we had a multiple caution type of race. 5 yellows in that one. We've had 2 other races this season where we've had 1 caution in both. The rest have all been clean and green from start to finish. This driver's doing a tremendous job here this season. There's Modified, running in the 5th position. Not very many drivers can say that they've pulled off a top 5 finish in their debut in the NOSSCAR Dirt Touring Series. He would like to be one of those guys. Off to a great start. He clears the 28 machine of Rockin' Lunatic. It looked like he was a little bit loose there on that straightaway. There's Trashworks in the 89 machine. He runs in 6th. He's still being challenged by NASCAR Oof in the number 2 every now and then. Trashworks in the 89 is not a playoff driver. Runs part-time here in the Dirt Touring Series. NASCAR Oof in the 2 is very much a playoff driver. He's looking to get every playoff point, every point that he can get. Came into the playoffs 3rd seed. But after a 7th place finish in the first playoff race of the season, he's got a little bit of work to do here at Texas. Off to a pretty good start here, runs in 7th, but he's got to do a little bit better than that if he wants to challenge for this championship. And back up front, Gen 50 has lost 2nd place. In fact, he's lost 3rd as well. Tati and Gatya are still side by side for 2nd and 3rd. And now UMP Modified is gaining ground on Gen 50, and that's going to be a battle for 4th if he can get there. And that's exactly what the Orange Bomber needs. There you see him. He's the leader, and he's in heavy lap traffic right now. He wants Gen 50 to lose a couple of spots here because he's trying to gain as many points on him as he can. Comes into this one with a 7-point advantage over Gen 50. Now, if you're Gen 50, you need to get those spots back, and you need to somehow run down the Orange Bomber. Or you need to hope that the Orange Bomber gets caught up in some sort of incident with some lapped cars. Only 2 races left until we crown a champion, and Gen 50 would like to gain some points on Orange Bomber in this race, heading into that last race of the season. 7-point gap before this race began, and it's going to be a 14-point gap if they were to finish the way that they are right now. Oh, it's getting dicey. Orange Bomber gets around Intel in the 85. He got around Bowman Nation and Tanner Swally as well. The 8 car, the 85, and the 4 have all went a lap down, and those are 3 very good cars. That kind of just goes to show you the pace that the Orange Bomber is putting on here so far at the Texas Dirt Track. Seven wins this season for the Orange Bomber. 13 top 5s, 13 top 10s, 5 pole awards in the 14 races. He's had a solid season. And it looks like he's only going to continue with this streak of dominance that he's been showing. Battle for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th still heating up here. It really hasn't calmed down at all. Gatya's got the 2nd spot. Tati right there. They're slicing and dicing through these lapped cars that the Orange Bomber had to deal with just moments ago. And Gatya has taken off at the 2nd position now. Tati got a little bit out of shape there in that last corner. He qualified 3rd for this race, and he has not slipped any further back than the 5th position since the drop of the green flag. Currently scored in the 3rd spot. He recently just took it back from Gen 50, and he was looking to take 2nd there from Gatya just moments ago. But they're, like I said, they're going through all this lap traffic. A little bit of an update for you on some of the others running deeper in the field. UMP Modified still runs in the 5th position. NASCAR Oof, one of the playoff drivers, has made a pass on Trashworks in the 89. Those drivers now running 6th and 7th. Oof is up a position and looking to drive his way towards the top 5 before the end of this one if he can help it. Oh, they were 3 wide there for a moment. Nearly 4 wide with the lapped car of Intel, and Crazy Legs in the 55 is right there as well. Gen 50 in the 66 doing everything he can to get back by Tyler Wagner and Kevin Tattersall, trying to take back the 2nd position if he can. 0 running in 2nd. Taddy in the 30 running in third. The 66 of Gen 50 running in fourth. All three drivers have a win this season. All three drivers are playoff drivers. The car they're battling with there is Intel in the 85. He's one lap down, running in the 10th position. He's also a playoff driver, but things not really going his way here at the Texas Dirt Track. He's logging laps, trying to get the best finish he possibly can at this point. Oh, he might have even found the wall there, and that's going to allow these three lead lap cars to get by. They're coming up on and problems there. Forgot you in the 00. Oh, that looked a little bit wild. Gen 50 was able to get by him. He was able to get by him and Taddy, and Gen 50 is back into the second position. And if the race were to end right now, going into the very last race, Orange Bomber would have a 10-point cushion over Gen 50. Orange Bomber, your leader. There you see him. Gen 50 runs in second. And it's Gatya running in third. Taddy running in fourth. A little bit further back, UMP Modified runs in the 5th position. NASCAR Oof runs in 6th. And Trashworks runs in 7th. Bowman Nation running in the 8th position. Tanner Swally running in 9th, trying to hold on to it from Shadow in the number 11. Great battles all over this racetrack, and I'm not sure where Crazy Legs is right now, but he is well off the course. Oh man, I didn't see what happened to him, but that's got to be a NOSSCAR Dirt Touring Series first. I don't think I've ever seen a car go down there. It's been one heck of a show so far. The Orange Bomber has been able to slice and dice his way through most of the traffic. It's going to be a little bit until he sees a lot of them again. Gen 50 still, I was about to say he's still in the heart of it, but no, he's worked his way through that tornado back there. Gatya still in the 3rd position. There you see him in a 00. It's Taddy still in 4th. Top 5 has not changed. NASCAR Oof is in the 6th position. He's gained a little bit of ground on the top 5, and I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that they were just in heavy lap traffic, and now Oof is in that traffic. A lot of drivers sporting a little bit of pink on their dirt late models this season, and a lot of them have found a lot of success here this season. I wonder if there's something to it. Might want to include some pink in your next livery here for the NOSSCAR Dirt Touring Series. Gen 50 in 2nd. Gatya is in the 3rd spot. Taddy in 4th. UMP Modified in 5th. All 4 of those drivers sporting some pink on their dirt late model cars. And I believe that we have a full course caution. It's the first one of the race, and it looks like it might have involved Rockin' Lunatic in the 28. He was way off the racetrack there and against one of the inside barriers there. So this is going to give all these drivers an opportunity to catch up to your race leader, the Orange Bomber. This is not what the Orange Bomber wanted to see. He's going to have drivers like Gen 50 and Gatya and Taddy and UMP Modified, NASCAR Oof. All of these drivers, they're going to be right there with your race leader, the Orange Bomber. They're going to have one last crack at him. Trash Works as well. Intel in the 85, Bowman Nation. We're going to have 9 cars on the lead lap for the restart. There was some pit strategy involved. Orange Bomber's going to restart in the 6th position, folks. We're green again here at the Texas Dirt Track. Shout out to Extreme Dirt, who's tuning into the live stream. He's cheering on UMP Modified, who just took over the 4th position. Oh, and they're nearly 3 and 4 wide, going through 1 and 2 that time by. Great action here. They bounced off each other a little bit there. Gen 50, UMP modified. They're leaning on each other. NASCAR Oof made a little bit of contact as well. The Orange Bomber was able to get in front of both these guys before it started. NASCAR Oof in the 2 was able to clear the UMP modified. Orange Bomber now to the inside of Trash Works. It's a battle for the 3rd position, I believe it is. A bit of a slide job there to get in front of the 89. Contact was made. Trash Works going to lose a couple more. Desperate driving from the Orange Bomber, trying to get free of the traffic and get back to where he knows best, and that's running out front. He's led the most laps this season. He's won 7 races this season. He wants to be back out front, keep the points lead over Gen 50. Gen 50 now runs in 4th. He's hot on his tail. It's K. Patty leading this race. Owner of the Giggity Racing League. He has 1 win this season in his part-time campaign. And he's got the number 30 machine out front right now at the Texas Dirt Track. He's got Gatya in the 00 just behind him in 2nd, and the Orange Bomber in the 67 running in 3rd. They're coming up on the 28 of Rockin' Lunatic to put him another lap down. They do just that. And they settle into turn 3. K-Taddy took a little bit of a lower line. I said at the top of the broadcast these drivers would be taking a bit of a higher line through 1 and 2, and you'll see some of them bring it down a little lower for 3 and 4, and it seems like that's exactly what K-Taddy and Orange Bomber are doing. They're running very similar lines out there, running in 1st and 3rd. K-Taddy, Gatya, and Orange Bomber still continue to be the top 3. Gen 50 in 4th, UMP Modified in 5th. Intel is in 6th, NASCAR Oops in 7th, Bowman Nation is in 8th, and Shadow 9th. Tanner Swally rounding out the top 10. 14 drivers in this race, 100 laps. The 2nd last race of the 2020 NOSSCAR Dirt Touring Series season. Tonight we crown a champion. Who will it be, folks? The top 4 on the racetrack right now all have a win this season. 3 of those 4 are playoff drivers. The only one that isn't is the one leading the race, K-Taddy. Out here to get the wins, folks. He's not points racing by any means. Just behind him, a driver who is, and that's the Orange Bomber. He's to the inside of Gatya, and he's looking for the 2nd position. You can't get to the lead unless you take 2nd first, and that's what he's trying to do. He's to the inside. He's trying to do the respectful thing and not slide up into his competition, but he's also trying to not leave anything on the table either. He wants to leave it all out there on the racetrack today. A lot of the NOSSCAR drivers, a lot of the NOSSCAR viewers and fans on YouTube and Facebook have been really pointing their fingers and cheering this number 67 team on. Most wins this season, most pole awards, most laps led. He's been the dominant driver in the 2020 season. He's looking to finish strong in this 3-race playoff system. He won the regular season championship. He started the playoffs with the most playoff points, entered the number 1 seed, and he's holding on to that spot so far. He just took the 2nd position from Gatya in the 00. Now takes a higher line through 3 and 4. Don't think he wanted to take that line, but he was stuck up there until he completed the pass and cleared him, and he does. So put the Orange Bomber back up there to P2. Does he have enough time to run down K-Taddy before the end of this race? See, now that's big for Gen 50 as well. Gen 50 is 2nd in the point standings, comes into this race 7 points behind the Orange Bomber. So Gen 50 needs to get around Gatya as well in order to avoid losing even more points and falling even more behind the Orange Bomber. Because after this race at Texas, there's only one more, folks, and that's the Charlotte Dirt Track, the championship race coming up later tonight after this one. Gen 50 wants to enter that race as few amount of points behind the Orange Bomber as he possibly can. And if they were to finish where they are right now, it would be a 4-point gain for the Orange Bomber. If If Gen 50 can complete this pass on Gaia, it would only be a 2-point gain, so that would be a big difference. Might not matter too much, though. The Orange Bomber slowly but surely reeling in K Taddy. They're side by side for the race lead now. And the Orange Bomber got a little bit out of shape there, trying to stay off the 30 machine. These drivers using every different line that they possibly can on this track. That was a beautiful shot back there through 3 and 4. Oh, and problems for Gaia in the 0-0. I believe that there was contact made between he and Trashworks in the 89. And Gaia went up there and hit the wall hard. He's fallen back a little bit from the top 3. Gen 50 has worked his way into the 3rd position. It's now only a 2-point swing for the Orange Bomber if they were to finish where they are right now. Oh, Shadow made some contact with the Orange Bomber. He quickly got on the brakes to avoid any chaos with the points leader. And it's K Taddy still leading here at the Texas Dirt Track, the Timberwolf 100, and we're coming into the closing laps. If Orange Bomber's gonna have a shot at this win, he's got to make a move here very soon. And that was it, folks. The checkered flag is in the air. Kevin Tattersall in the number 30 wins the Timberwolf 100 at the Texas Dirt Track. And I'll tell you, that was one heck of a drive for the owner of the Giggity Racing League's 2nd career NOSSCAR Dirt Touring Series win. Fantastic drive for him. And the Orange Bomber will finish in 2nd. Gen 50 will finish in 3rd. So the Orange Bomber will go into that championship race later tonight with a 9-point advantage over Gen 50 in the number 66. And it should be interesting. There's Gen 50. One race left for him to get it done tonight. There's the Orange Bomber. One race left for him to get the job done tonight. Post-race interviews coming up with the top 3 finishers, folks. We're going to get interviews with those drivers, and we're going to send them on their way to get ready for the championship race coming up just in a matter of moments here at the Charlotte Dirt Track. But first, post-race interviews from Texas. And joining us first for interviews, driver finishing in the 3rd position, driver of the number 66 Dirt Late Model, Gen 50. And we were keeping a close eye on you and Orange Bomber a lot in this race because we knew that you guys were the top-seeded drivers in the standings, and we knew that you were going to try to gain points back on the Orange Bomber if you could, but ultimately not let him pull too far away as well. Tell us what was going through your mind in those last laps, trying to get every point you could and trying to run down the Orange Bomber as well.
I knew I needed tires, so I took the pit. Lap trap, or not, actually it wasn't lap traffic, I just got destroyed on that restart, and I just, after that I couldn't have no momentum to get up there.
It seemed like it was a bit of a game of cat and mouse. There was a lot of drivers there after that big restart that had very evenly matched cars, and it became a game of, I don't know, who was going to get the job done, really. We saw the turns 1 and 2, most drivers taking a top groove. Saw for 3 and 4, most drivers maybe taking the middle to bottom groove. What line were you taking, and what things were you trying out there to make these passes?
I was taking the track. I tried low, I tried high, I tried everywhere. I couldn't get anything going. It was just he wasn't in that last restart. He wasn't getting away, but I wasn't getting closer. With that track, man, I tried everything I could.
That's your 13th top 5 finish of the season. You enter the championship race 9 points behind the Orange Bomber. What do you think it's going to take to get the job done?
I'm going to have to win this next one. And he's going to have to finish last. The chances of that are slim to none. But I'm not gonna kick myself. I'm going to try. Lap traffic can do wonders, and it can do damage.
Well, just to give you an idea on what you need to happen, mathematically you need to win, and you need him to finish in 6th. Actually, you need him to finish in 7th. It would be a tie if he finished 6th and you won. That would be a tie, but the tiebreaker would go to him for most wins this season.
Wins. Yep.
Yeah.
I'd be okay with that. If it had to come down to it, I'd be okay with that.
Best of luck to you. Just wanted to give you an idea what you had to do. Go get him.
Awesome. Thank you.
Now over to the Orange Bomber. Now, Bomber, we're used to interviewing you in Victory Lane. In fact, you've got 7 wins this season, and this is your 14th top 5 finish of the season as well. You enter the championship race with a 9-point advantage over Gen 50, a driver that you've raced lots with and you know is capable of catching up to you if you have one bad race. That's all it takes. What do you think of your chances going into the Charlotte dirt track?
2-0-2-4. I need a good qualify. 2-4. And this race here, I probably shouldn't have pitted, but I took a chance with some new tires. Down. 6. And it probably bit me in the ass for it, but.
Well, also, you're the leader, right? When you pit, you were the leader, and a lot of the times these drivers will do the exact opposite of what the leader's doing, especially when the target is as big as it is on your back. Mr. 7 wins, Mr. Points leader, Mr. 2 races left. So you couldn't really blame them too much. They kind of showed their hand there and gave it what they had. How was the car feeling when you were trying to fight your way back through traffic? And how come you couldn't get your way around Taddy?
Taddy was just right in my way where I needed to be. He raced his race. That was some good racing right there. I mean, he did all he had to do. I just couldn't get the right line where I needed to get around him. When I could get around him, I just didn't have enough power to get around him. I could get right up to him, and that was it.
On a scale of 1 to 10 for the confidence level heading into the championship race with a 9-point advantage, 1 to 10.
Oh, I'm going to give it a 7.
Just a 7? Oh, man.
Yeah, short tracks, buddy, short tracks. They're not my forte. I realize I'm doing all right here, but it's like I do good because I get a good qualifying run. If I get a good qualifying run, I'm a little more confident.
Fair enough.
Free air. That free air, man. That free air is where it's at.
Well, you heard it from the Orange Bomber himself. It's not over yet, despite the 9-point cushion. Good luck to you at the the Charlotte Dirt Track.
Thank you.
And last but certainly not least, in fact, first for this one, and that is K. Taddy Giggity, representing the Giggity Racing League, the owner of that fabulous organization, and that's your 2nd career NOSSCAR Dirt Touring Series win, and you're only running part-time here. Are you starting to wish you ran full-time? How did you do it out there?
Man, I love the dirt series. First off, it's fun getting to sling some mud where, usually on the asphalt, if you're sideways, you're in trouble. We had those pit stops, that caution come out, and either way, I wasn't going to pit. It didn't really matter what the leader's done. I'd actually just started hitting my faster laps. Most of my setups are made for 4 times wear, not the 2 times wear. So the car was just coming in, so I was going to stay out, and luckily on the restart, I was able to pull ha-ha on the outside. And then it's funny, Orange said that I was just running my line. That's not true at all. I was using inside, middle, and outside. I was trying to change it up so that he couldn't guess entering a corner which lane I was going to go, trying to stop him from being able to get a run on me.
How do you go about setting up your car for these dirt races? You say that you have yours set up for fuel and tire wear × 4. What exactly do you mean about that?
So when you set it up for ×4, it kind of hits early in the stages. Like about lap 15, 20, you're hitting your faster laps, and then it falls off. You know, a little bit towards the end, you know, stage race style, you go for the shorter runs with the tire wear. This doesn't have stage, but I'm running the same setup. So the car, it's coming in right around the middle of the race, whereas on a 4 times tire wear race, you know, it's shorter runs. So here with 2 times wear, it makes the setup last a little bit longer. I'm not hitting my fast laps at the beginning. I'm hitting them right in the center, and then at the end of the race, it starts falling off again.
What are your goals for the Charlotte race to finish off the season here tonight?
Man, just the top 5, really. You know, if I'm up there with the boys running for the title, you know, Gen 50 and Orange, if they're running side by side or I'm near either of them, I'll make sure to give them a little extra room. It'd really be nice to park it back in victory lane, but you know, doing it respectfully, making sure that I give the championship 2 guys plenty of room out there so they can battle it out.
Great answer, perfect stuff. Congratulations on the big win here at the Texas Dirt Track.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
That was K-Taddy Giggity, representing Giggity Racing League. And for more information on Giggity Racing League, you can definitely YouTube search for them as well. They've got a great program going on over there on the NASCAR Heat 4 video game. And that's going to wrap things up, folks. We've got one more tonight. The championship race at the Charlotte Dirt Track coming up to you live. The broadcast will begin at about 10 after 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Qualifying will begin at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it'll all happen right here on the NOSSCAR Series Racing YouTube channel. And tonight we will crown that 2020 NOSSCAR Dirt Touring Series champion. I'm Timac11, and from all of us here at NOSSCAR, we're saying so long. We will see you in just about 20 to 25 minutes, folks.